What if I told you there are 5 plant pest tools that professional growers use but rarely share with home gardeners? Today, I am breaking that silence. So here are the top 5 plant pests that we deal with, from spider mites to aphids and fungus gnats, of course, the annoying fungus gnats. But this right here, this is the first tool in my kit. And this, of course, is Azamax. We've all heard of neem oil. If you're brand new to plants, chances are you've still heard of neem oil. Azamax is like neem oil times a million. It is so much better, and it does such a more effective job, especially when it comes to trampling out and killing out spider mites. Here's why I trust it in my urban jungle. Azamax uses a purified compound found naturally in neem seeds. But unlike your typical neem oil spray, which coats leaves and works for maybe a week, Azamax is systemic. That means the plant actually absorbs it. So when a spider mite, thrip, or fungus gnat larvae tries to feed, they can't molt, can't reproduce, and basically phase out before they even get a chance to explode into a full infestation. One treatment lasts up to 30 days, which is wild compared to the 5 to 7 day lifespan of traditional sprays. And because it's an insect growth regulator, pests can't build resistance like they sometimes can do with other harsher chemicals. I use it especially on my thin leaf, velvety leaf anthuriums like my queen anthurium, even used it on my king anthurium several times, and anything I've recently imported or rehabbed. And the best part, it's gentle. No leaf burn, no oily residue, and it's safe to use indoors. If you've been battling spider mites for over a week and keep on seeing them coming back, and back time after time, this is your magical serum right here. This is pretty much a reset button. You know, on my YouTube community post channel, I asked you folks a simple question, and that was, which pest are you dealing with the most right now? 50 of you weighed in, and while a majority said other, mostly in thrips, dealing with thrips, out of the top 3 up there, fungus gnats, spider mites, and mealybugs, all around the same, but spider mites came in second with 22%. This right here has become my new favorite tool when it comes to plant care. This is the Fix 2.1 gallon electric sprayer. Yes, it has many uses where you can water your plants, which I absolutely use it for. But it has done away with everything that I've wanted to do with certain devices when it comes to plant pest care. This sprayer is fully electric, so there's no more manual pumping. You literally push a button and you get a strong, consistent spray. And because it runs on a rechargeable battery, I get about 2 to 3 hours of continuous use, enough to treat or water my entire urban jungle without stopping. Now, the coolest part for me is for pest control. Recently, I had a Dracaena cutting that got hit with spider mites. So I cut it back, brought it into the bathtub, and instead of rinsing it with the shower, which honestly doesn't have much pressure, I grabbed this sprayer. The pressure on this thing is strong. With the fan nozzle, I was able to blast off mites from every nook and cranny. The copper and multi-hole nozzles give you different spray patterns too, so you can switch from a broad rinse to a more targeted stream. And when I'm not rinsing pests off, I love using it to apply systemic or foliar treatments. I can mix water with something like Azamax right inside the tank, shake it up, and then quickly walk through my collection, giving every plant an even coat. No refilling, no hand cramps, no fighting with a pump sprayer that loses pressure after 5 squeezes. The telescopic wand extends to about 23.6 inches, which means I can spray tall plants or reach behind shelves without bending myself in half. So whether I'm blasting spider mites off my Dracaena, or just going around and giving my plants the watering or soluble mixture that they need to stay safe and healthy, this is your go-to. And I have been looking for something like this for a while, an electric sprayer, something that, like I said, wouldn't cause those hand cramps and having to deal with the pumps all the time. This is perfect. And for a price tag that's already pretty cheap, $39.99, Plants with Kevin viewers get an extra 30% off with the discount code listed below. You can also find it in the video description here. But yeah, when it comes to plant care, especially when it comes to pest control, you need one of these. Next up is my silent killer, the indoor bug zapper. I swear, fungus gnats think this thing is like Coachella to their ears. If you've ever dealt with gnats, you know the frustration. You water your plant and suddenly a cloud of tiny flies lifts off the soil like a horror movie. Sticky traps help, but they only catch the adults after they've already laid eggs. A bug zapper changes the game because it uses UV light, the exact wavelength fungus gnats are naturally drawn to. And here's the cool part. These newer electronic models are insanely efficient. In my loft, the Zapper captures 4 to 5 times more gnats than sticky traps ever did. I place it near my biggest clusters of plants, especially around moss bowls, lacquer trays, or grow tents where humidity is high and fungus gnats love to party. It's chemical free, silent, and works 24/7. If you feel like you're constantly battling gnats, even after cutting back on watering, this is your missing puzzle piece. This tool looks deceptively simple. Diatomaceous Earth, also known as DE. But don't let the white powdery ingredients in it fool you. This thing is one huge weapon. Diatomaceous Earth is made from fossilized plankton, and under a microscope, it's sharp like tiny pieces of glass. When soft-bodied pests crawl through it, fungus gnat larvae, thrips, aphids, soil mites, it slices through their exoskeletons and dehydrates them. What makes it so good for plant parents is it's a non-toxic food grade and perfectly safe to sprinkle around your houseplants. Safe around pets, safe around children, safe around you. And unlike sprays, DE continues working even when it gets damp. That's a huge advantage because most powders stop working after you water. I lightly dust the top of my soil mixes, especially in plants where I've seen gnat larvae or soil-dwelling pests like soil mites. Had a huge issue with my Jose Bono a while back. This immediately got rid of them. The only thing that was effective enough to get rid of soil mites. If you bottom water, the DE stays right where you put it. If you top water, just reapply a thin layer afterwards. And here's something most people don't know. Diatomaceous Earth also deters pests that crawl up the pot from below. So if you're fighting stubborn gnats, DE helps from both directions, larval stage and surface stage. It is cheap, it's powerful, and it's a perfect complement to the rest of this arsenal. If you have pets or kids and want a safe organic solution, DE is your best friend. And finally, might I suggest investing in a UV light? A UV flashlight is extra helpful. This is great for detecting pests. So I looked over at my bird of paradise cutting and I noticed that, there were some white fluffy things on there, obviously mealybugs. I used the UV light to get a closer inspection and realized there are also some other little pests on there also. So UV light is nice because it'll give you a more in-depth look at what might be around your plant. It can also be used to identify and realize and see whether or not there are any fungal infections happening in the foliage of your plants. Overall, a really good pick. Get yourself a UV light because they can make all the difference in the world. So there you go, 5 plant pest tools that, a lot of people probably don't use, but you can. I use them and they are effective. I've put all of those items in my Amazon storefront. The link is down in the description below. I want to thank you folks so much for watching another one of my Plenty episodes. And if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell for more fun and interesting Plenty content just like this. By the way, if you want to see exactly what sort of spider mite issue I dealt with my king anthurium and how I went about dealing with that and getting rid of them once and for all, click on this video up in the corner, a comprehensive guide for any anthurium fan out there, especially if you like kings. I'll see you in the next video.